Welcome to the space of NFT PowerUp. Compete for blue chip NFTs, cash prizes, and more on NFT PowerUp's trivia platform. The space will begin shortly. While you wait, join the back channel discussion on Discord. Join us every Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time for commentary on the latest Web3 news and to win big with NFT PowerUp's trivia gaming platform, nftpowerup.io.
GM, how are we doing today?
Yo, Ayman, all's good. How about you?
I'm good. Web3 guy, Raul, thank you for joining us today. Sarah.
GM, everybody. Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting episode of Power Up Culture. Audience, welcome in. Ayman, MG, Web3 guy. Hope you guys are doing well. Raul, super excited to have you here with us today and cannot wait to converse with you and dive into the world of gaming arcade. Just to give everyone a quick summary, the space is going to be broken down into 3 segments. First segment, we're going to be discussing some industry topics. Then we're going to be talking more about gaming arcades. And then we're going to be announcing the trivia winners of last week and the new trivia that is out. So stay tuned for that, and we hope you enjoy the space. Kicking this episode off, Web3 guy, Apple's been making a lot of headlines and we haven't stopped speaking about Apple. What can you tell us? What have they been up to this week?
Yep. So during their Worldwide Developer Conference, I think it will be on June 10, they will announce their AI plans. So last week we discussed them having one aspect of their AI plans is their partnership with Google. So they want to integrate Google Gemini AI into their new phones, maybe existing ones with the existing software updates and so on. And the second aspect of their AI plans is the MM1 chip, which is their own AI chip that they're looking to develop. So yeah, this is basically what they're going to announce during the conference. Of course, working more on software updates, announcing what they're working down the line for iOS 18 and so on, maybe new devices and so. But I think they're going full mode AI right now because they took some hits this year, so they're not the biggest company anymore. In valuation, Microsoft is at the top now. That's one. Two, Nvidia is.
How many trillion? You make me feel so sad. I have a couple of $100 in my pocket. I'll give it to Apple. They're no longer the biggest company. They're like the multi-trillion-dollar company.
No, I did not know that. So Apple is not a $1 trillion company anymore. So Microsoft. It is. It was like 3 trillion. Now it's 2.8. But Microsoft does
no, Steve Jobs is rolling over his grave. You made me so sad.
Unemployment at Apple is going up. Yeah. So I think this is one of their ways to claim back the throne because, they were at the top for like a decade or so. So, yeah. Yeah, but it's always this Apple thing that they're late to the party, that they see what others have been doing and they do it their way. So, I mean, a small hit in their valuation is probably a blimp in the road until they have their own AI kind of. You mentioned they're working on a chip, so until they have the full language model available. And I think Microsoft are following through the same steps because 2 days ago they signed kind of the same deal with NVIDIA to use their NVIDIA's AI chip that they recently developed. So, yeah.
Yeah, NVIDIA's chip. A lot of companies are using NVIDIA's chip. Google is one of them. You now mentioned Microsoft. I read that also Apple is. Oh no, excuse me, not Apple. It was Amazon. Amazon is also in line to use NVIDIA's chip. Yeah, so NVIDIA is doing some pretty big moves in the AI space as well.
Definitely is. And I'm interested to know, Raul, do you think AI is going to become a standard expectation in future technology offerings, or do you think it will be more of an optional feature?
I mean, yeah, to be very honest, this is that kind of a thing wherein, like, if you either adopt with it or you get left behind, right? So I personally feel like with whatever Nvidia has done with its price and everything, I mean, sleeping for the last 10 years, consolidating, and then suddenly, I mean, I'm not sure it's at second spot right now, if I'm not wrong, right, Web3 guy, in terms of.
It's not enough for Web3 guy. It's not enough. So no, Nvidia is not a horrible company.
I totally feel you. So yeah, I personally feel like right now, as MG also mentioned, so Apple has always been so smart with their advancements that they see what the other companies have been doing, and they actually come out with a better version of it. They come out with a better development of it. So yeah, I personally feel, yeah, this is something that every company should be adopting to, and yeah, I personally feel, yeah, Apple in the long run will be the spearheading the space, if not
Yeah,
Nvidia.
yeah, because Samsung's latest phone, basically the marketing headline for this phone is that it has AI. It could do real time translation and phone calls and so on. It can do also in the photo editing. It has this AI thing. So you'd expect Apple maybe to lean into AI when marketing their upcoming phone, or maybe in their upcoming iOS for that matter.
Yeah, 100%,
MG.
100%. Yeah, go ahead, Ra. Sorry to bother you.
No, please go ahead, Raul.
Yeah, I was saying because Samsung had already been using that AI thing. With I personally feel that moonshots, everything that had been going on with those totally zoomed in moonshots, that is totally AI based. I mean, no
Mm.
one's getting
Oh,
better shot. Yeah, yeah,
oh, you think that these were AI? I heard that this is a conspiracy, not real AI.
yeah. I
That they're
personally,
actually using AI to enhance the moon photos.
yeah, 100% they are. 100% they are. I
Oh
mean,
wow!
yeah. There are telescopes which are worth like $20,000 and more. I mean, you
Ayman,
probably know.
have you heard about this? Have you heard about this, Ayman?
Are we talking about the fake moon landing in the 60s?
No. No. You know how Samsung boastly promotes their cameras 150 megapixels. We can shoot the moon using our phone. So there was a conspiracy where Raul is saying it's actually true that they're using AI to actually enhance the photo of the moon. So you actually might be seeing a white blob, but they overlap an image of a moon to enhance the image so that you can see the ridges, you can see the craters, and so on.
Well, using AI to enhance a photo, they've been doing that for a long time. So Samsung, Apple. So before it was even called AI. So it's always a combination of software and hardware. So when they talk about the night light, how great it is at night if you're taking photos in dark areas. So they've always used some form of machine learning on this. Now, to go to the extent of overlaying that, I don't know. I haven't kept track of that.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys heard about this or not yet, but the US authorities have accused Qcoin. For those who don't know, Qcoin is a major cryptocurrency exchange from Seychelles of breaking laws designed to prevent money laundering. And they claim that Qcoin did not properly check who its customers were, allowing over billions in illegal money to move through its system since it started in 2017. And the issue is that Qcoin worked with the US customers without the necessary approval from the Treasury Department. It also did not follow rules to confirm that the identity of its customers, so KYC as required by the US law. While in defense, Qcoin actually said that on the social media platform X that their customers' money are safe and their lawyers are looking into the claims. However, Qcoin insists that it follows the laws and standards for operating in different countries. And before this issue, we also had KuCoin having to settle a lawsuit in New York in December by stopping service to New York residents and paying $22 million because it did not register as required. Now, despite these problems, KuCoin is still a big player in the crypto market, ranking after giants like Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, and metrics like traffic for their website, liquidity, and trading volume. Ayman, what do you think of this? And do you think that this will affect the market in any way?
So every crypto exchange has its own team and own process of making sure that KYC, as in whoever is trading on the platform, they know who they are, they know somewhat the source of the funds. So they have compliance teams, they have legal teams dedicated specifically for this, and they also use tools and technology in order to help scale that volume. They do that on their mobile app and their website. Plus, there are regulations in specific geographies that are tighter than other geographies as well, so they usually comply. This is why you see messages when you're logging in saying, "We're not supported in your country," or "Your country requires further validation," that, and so on. So when you hear about an exchange not being compliant, that means there was a breakdown in their existing process, right? Their existing system for being able to identify users, and that comes likely from either a huge volume of applicants and transactions that they're unable to keep up in terms of staffing and users. It might come also from quality control, so there's not a layer of quality internally inside the company. It could also come from if there's a high turnover of employees. That means less number of people doing the checks on who's doing transactions and how clean those transactions are, or the supervisors, or they don't know what the process enough yet because they're new to the team. So that's in good faith. The other scenario would be it's in bad faith, actually. So they're trying to facilitate certain transactions without going into a lot of details about who, because there's money to be made. But it's usually the first part where it's a lot to be done, and they don't have enough qualified people to do so, and there's a turnover for them to be able to process this or not. When the people who are in compliance and legal in the exchanges that I've spoken to, they have solid backgrounds of a good 20 to 30 years of experience in segments related to the financial industry, and they bring in a wealth of experience. With them on board, it can help, but if they left and then you're left with a few junior people and who don't have enough experience and they're overrun with the transactions, problems will happen.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like at this point in the market, the Fed is just targeting all the exchanges that it can, so that it makes sure that they're compliant with the U.S. Laws, especially that they serve U.S. citizens. And I'm not a heavy user of KuCoin, but for the longest time, I don't recall them enforcing KYC on their users so that they can use the platform for deposit or for withdrawals and so on. I think just recently they made it mandatory to do so. But it's interesting the approach of KuCoin because we saw something similar happen with Binance. A very similar case. It was KYC. It was AML. They accused them of U.S. residents illegally sending money and so on. And then Binance's CEO, he stepped down. He didn't want the whole exchange to take a hit. He just wanted himself to be responsible for these actions because he's the head of the organization. So he just stepped down. We haven't seen such a move come from KuCoin CEO. Maybe CZ had already had previous plans to step down, and he just took it and he just found this opportunity to do so. But his hearing comes in late April, so we're yet to see what comes out of that. But as for KuCoin, they seem to be doing fine. They haven't stopped any withdrawals. They said funds are safe, but then again, FTX said funds are safe. So we're yet to see what happens, but hopefully nothing bad happens in the market. We need all the momentum that we can moving into the halving.
Yeah, MG. I mean, you're right. I mean, the Coinbase thing that happened last night was a bigger impact than this news had. I mean,
Yeah.
personally, I'll try to crash the fun, and I just say that withdrawals are available. I just tried withdrawing last night, so yeah, withdrawals are working. But yeah, I personally feel like if you're just trying to cater to, if you're a company, if you're a Web3 company, and you're trying to cater to not just an exchange, but if you're trying to cater to US customers, yeah, you better lawyer up, man. I mean,
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
these guys are leaving no stones unturned. I mean, I'd be very, very honest. Apart from that, yeah, withdrawals are working, and I think yeah, Coinbase thing was a huge shocker for the market compared to the KuCoin news that happened last night.
Raul, I'm interested to see. You mentioned when it comes to the U.S., they should have a fleet of lawyers. But what happens to dexes? Like, how can they regulate decentralized exchanges? Now they're targeting centralized exchanges. They have a head that they can snipe. But what about decentralized exchange? A lot of people can still use that to illegally transfer funds and so on.
Yeah, and I mean, to be very honest, and they are tackling it down. So they have tackled down on certain iris. I remember it's some 30-35 days back that they are tackled on some 300-400 IP addresses, wherein they felt, okay, these particular IP addresses were responsible for
Wow.
huge number of transactions on chain. So yeah, I mean, they are tackling up the IP addresses. So yeah, I mean, people are smart enough to use the VPNs and all of that. But yeah, just be careful when you're catering to US customers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say yeah.
Raul, it's interesting that you mentioned Coinbase. I completely missed this news. Can you tell us a little bit more about what happened with Coinbase last night?
Yeah, so Coinbase, you remember they had a case with SEC, and the case basically went. There were two hearings, and one went for the SEC side, the other went for Coinbase side.
Mhm.
I have to quickly Google it up. But yeah, last night I remember what happened was the hearing was supposed to come, and in the next hearing they particularly said, okay, certain tokens which they initially said were not securities, but they would be able to take that up again. I think that was the scene
Mm.
uh, that actually triggered the market last night.
And did they take a big hit? Did we see any fluctuations or changes
No,
in the market?
in the last 1-2 months, the kind of transactions that has been happening on base as a chain, so I was hoping that would take a hit, but yeah, that didn't happen. And again, the spot volume on Coinbase kept increasing, but it was just I mean, yeah, people, the retail traders, everyone who's into the market right now, they get weak hands, and they try to shuffle their positions and all of that. So yeah, we just saw a quick drop to I think 68K, and then we got back up. I mean, there's a huge amount of buying pressure when it comes to whatever buying pressure these ETFs have been bringing in. So yeah, I mean, it was a small bump, but nothing as big.
Yeah. Raul, are you keeping up with some conferences that are happening in the space or not really?
Yeah, not really. I am supposed to go to token 2049. So yeah,
Oh, really?
I'll be joining 2049.
It's
But
it's in Singapore, right?
No,
no,
Dubai.
Dubai,
Oh,
Dubai.
the Dubai one. Okay, it was in Singapore. Am I mistaken?
The first one was in Singapore,
Oh,
correct?
okay. Okay. So, Ayman, are you
Yeah,
are you planning to attend?
Yes, I already have my ticket.
Awesome.
perfect. Lovely to catch up with.
So yeah, we got to catch up, Raul. So how come you chose token? It's a $1,000 ticket, by the way. I did not know that until I tried to purchase it.
Sorry, come again?
It's $1,000 ticket.
Yeah, I'm sure it's Dubai. So
And that's the early bird. The actual one is at 1,500.
Wow.
yeah. So
So
I
how come you
really
chose
have
token?
much ticket prices. That's the accounts guy in my company. I knew that I'm supposed to go. Yeah, that's it.
So how come you chose token?
I mean, yeah, personally, so our company as a whole, Zeltalas, which is the umbrella company for gaming market, so we have close ties with Applicature and Mempool Ventures as well. So yeah, I mean, we are there to meet Ian and all of that. So we keep going to Dubai. Plus, personally, we as a company, Zeltalas, we registered out of Dubai. Our headquarters is in India because we have like 55, 60 people working here in India. So we have our headquarters here, but it's registered out of Dubai. So yeah, we keep going to Dubai, and I mean it's token 2049. So why not?
What free zone did you end up? What type of license in free zone did you end up getting? Mainland, offshore?
Yeah, really have zero ideas about that.
Never
Zero.
mind.
Yeah, that's the operation that the accounts have. I have zero idea. But as
Yeah,
far yeah, it's a free zone, and not sure if there are categories in that. Yeah.
No
the
issues.
the reason I bring up conference is because now there's a conference in Seoul. It's called, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's called Biddle. It's supposed to be a play on build, but like hold and hodl. It's called Biddle. So it's a 2 day conference. It's actually, yesterday was the first day. Today is the second day. And we had some headline quotes from Vitalik, who actually had some words about the metaverse. So in short, he called it a branding ploy. It's not really a metaverse. I'm gonna tell you what he said. He said the metaverse is poorly defined and often seen more as a brand name than a product. For the metaverse to work properly, we need something that combines all of the different virtual elements we already have, including crypto, virtual reality, some AI parts in the right way. It's super useful, but not really a verse. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think he's totally right. I mean, the move that Mark Zuckerberg made when he actually renamed his brand to Meta, that was a huge move, and everybody felt that okay, the Meta is here. But whatever happened in 2021 with these main major companies, sandboxes and
Yeah,
Descent. But yeah, what were they giving, man? There's not that kind of an experience. I mean, we were already having that kind of technology, everything was there. But yeah,
yeah,
Vitalik is and 10% right when you're actually thinking about that kind of a thing wherein you feel okay, Ready Player One, right? So you need all kinds of facets to be integrated in this one sphere, wherein in that space you would need kind of tokenization also, you need payments also, for in-game experience. So yeah, so crypto has to be there, then all kinds of virtual devices also has to be integrated. So yeah, I think we are just scratching the surface, and yeah, it's a long way to go. But yeah, I mean, we as humans, we always take a leap forward to the things that are coming on to the future. So I personally believe, yeah, 5-10 years from now, yeah, we definitely have a really good platform and a good device to work around with.
Do you feel the same about the Apple Vision Pro?
Yeah, I think they have done really well when it comes to actually integrating the VR with the actual augmented reality as well. And I mean, I personally haven't tried it yet, but I think going on in the near future, we'd have a lot of millions of use cases for that device.
Raul, you mentioned the sandbox, and I agree with your statements previously, because on YouTube I often get ads for the sandbox, and their communication is, we're just like Roblox. You can do this, you can do that, and as humans, our our perception of Roblox, it's a game. It's not it is technically, if you want to brand it as a metaverse, but it's actually a game. So in hindsight, Sandbox is basically a game that has crypto payments, that has some skins and so on. You can also purchase and sell, but you're not really immersed into the experience as as Ready Player One would.
Yeah, I mean, you're 110% right. I mean, to be honest, we were all coming out of that. I don't want to say the C word, but we were all coming out of that, pandemic era, and everybody thought that, okay. And at that point of time, I mean, we were taking those meetings online, and that initial thing to just think about, okay, we would all be taking meetings together, then you would want to advertise in that space, then you would want to play games there, you'd want to have special characters, and then those clothes and all of that. But yeah, it's just too early to we're just scratching the surface, and then Sandbox came in with, I think, like multi-billion-dollar valuation. So yeah, I mean, it'll take a lot for them to get back to that kind of market price with so less of advancements in this last few
Raul,
years.
I was at a Web3 event, and somebody had their stand, and they were talking about they were trying to sell me their coin, and So they open up on their computer the graph of the coin and the price of the coin and how it's been going up, and what's the lowest, what's the highest, and so on. And then I saw this huge spike. So they had a sudden huge spike, and I pointed that out. It's like, what did you guys do here for this to jump so high? Like, we didn't do anything. Mark announced rebranding of to Meta, and our coin went right up.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, with whatever was happening with AI coins, I mean, with coins who had market caps of, I mean, $1 million, $2 million 3 months back, they are now sitting at $100 million market cap. I mean, this
Yeah.
space is that these traditional companies will actually, create this big bubble, and all of these companies will start floating inside it.
Yeah, a lot of these tokens, Mana, Sand, and other metaverse tokens, they haven't really caught up to the whole market. Like Bitcoin broke new highs, Solana, Ethereum, and others are nearing their all-time highs, and metaverse coins, they're just raging at few lows, if not even having liquidity sucked out of them. So yeah, it will take some time before we fully develop like an immersive metaverse. I believe it would take at least like 10 good years before we're living actually in the metaverse.
Yeah, I second you on that. I second you on that. I also believe it takes a decade, and it will be all the right players, as we talked about them, the Apples and the Nvidias. And there'll be companies in this Web3 space as well who will make very nice, engaging, interactive, immersive experiences. But yeah, at the end, post a decade, if you want to have as a humanity, you want to have one experience. I personally believe there'll be one experience spearheaded by the top three. Yeah.
So I think, guys, that was it for the first segment of the space. I hope you guys enjoyed the topics that we had prepared, and it's finally time to dive into the world of gaming arcade. So, Raul, if you can take a couple of minutes just to give us a quick summary and background about what you guys are doing, and then we'll dive right into it.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I mean, it's the right time. We were just speaking about metaverse and all the things. So, yeah. So gaming arcade, it's nothing related to metaverse, but it's a social and a hyper casual gaming platform. So I'll just break down the two. So when I say hyper casual, it's because we have all the hyper casual games. So where games like Age of Stacks, Crazy Ball 3D, all these hyper casual games wherein age is not a restriction. So with games like you'd say Call of Duty and all these first person shooters and games that require a lot of skill, so age is a restriction, right? You can't have 4-year-olds play those games. You can't have 50-year-old 55-year-old play those games. So with hyper casual games, these are the kind of games that you can play on the go. So it's really hyper casual. Everybody can play them. And when I say social gaming, so Gaming Arcade offers a social gaming platform. So all of our games have multiple gaming modes. So you can play 1v1. So MG can play against Ayman, and then you personally like NFT power-ups. You guys can create your own room and invite guys over, or you can just create your own personal tournament and have your community play the tournament for a week, for a month, for however long you want. So it's social gaming plus hyper casual gaming. So right now we are live on desktop and mobile browser. So 6 games are live on the platform right now. You can go over to gamingarcade.io and you can play any of the games. So for user onboarding, so personally, what we felt like this is very intricate in this space to actually onboard users, because those traditional gamers, they don't know how to connect those MetaMask wallets and change those networks and all of that. So for user onboarding, we have integrated account abstraction, so you can just easily go onto our website and log in through your email or your Twitter, and you can just start playing games. So yeah, that's Gaming Arcade in a nutshell.
I have a lot of questions for you, Raul. So the first is an existential question about how much room is there for arcade style of games and on web as well, right? Not a mobile app. So I'm curious about because there has been a lot of arcade games ever since arcades were a thing in the early 70s, and there are web, there are mobile, there are desktop, and I'm curious to see how much room is there in the market? How many hours are people playing? how are they opting in to play these? How are they finding them? So I'm just curious about that aspect in general, the industry that you're in. It's an industry question, Raoul.
Yeah, yeah, that's Eamon. That's a great question. So, when you say mobile browser, yeah, that we had also seen initially. There are not a lot of players who play, arcade games on this the web browser. So, but we started creating our platform on the web, and then we moved on to the mobile version. For us, web was the main concern because integrating wallets and just understanding and creating those games on chain and just creating that entire thing, the scoring, everything on chain was really easy for us to do on web and then move to React to create it on mobile. And secondly, it's not just arcade games. So we are creating two AAA games as well, which is a tank battle royale and a first person shooter. So overall, we personally felt like showcasing the brand, and there has to be for Web3, there has to be a functionality for web browser as well. But yeah, we have moved on to mobile browser, and the app is working nicely. You can play all of the games, you can go on play free, and you can start connecting your wallets and play tournaments as well.
What is the Web3 aspect of the game?
So Web3 aspect of the game is your on-chain scoring and reward distribution. So we personally feel, for arcade games, because we conduct daily tournaments. So if you go onto our website, you go to tournaments, you'll see a tournament live right now. So we do 50 matic, so $55 to $60 tournaments every day, and some holiday tournaments. So we did one with Avocado DAO during Christmas, and we had over 600 players. So the what we personally feel is, because these are tournaments and these are monetary based tournaments, so the scoring was one aspect wherein we felt, okay, the user should be, they should be stress free. They should know, okay, the scoring and the reward distribution has been done on chain, so you can check your scores, you can check the person's scores who's actually coming first. Everything is transparent and it's on chain. So the reward distribution and on scoring is on chain. Yeah.
And you mentioned there's a tournament every day.
Yeah, we conduct tournaments every day. So there are daily tournaments, 24-hour tournaments, and users can come in and they have a chance to snag up 50 matic. And as I mentioned, these are hyper casual games, so you don't need much. Plus, there's a free version as well, so you can just practice for a time and for a bit, and then you can hop onto the tournament if you wish.
Okay. And do I need a token to play?
No, you don't need a token to play. So as I said, so for these tournaments, you get one free entry through Twitter. So you log in through your Twitter and you'll get a free entry. And apart from that, there's a two matic entry. So if you feel like, okay, you're coming first and then somebody beats your score, so you feel that, okay, I can do better, then you'll have to pay two matic. Yeah. You get one. Otherwise, everybody gets one free entry through Twitter login. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going with the website now, Web3 guy, if you can share it from your side. So the tournament happens every day, and you have enough people to play every day, right? Because if you're talking about a daily tournament, that means you have a lot of marketing spend and marketing activities to do to get enough people to come and play.
Yeah, so we personally we felt like we are not spending a lot on marketing when it comes to acquiring users. We are really working on the website and the app version of it. So right now only 6 games are live, which have been live since almost 2 quarters. We had actually created 18 games. So I'll start working on the user acquisition once my next 8 games are live. So we've been working really hard on it, and this is supposed to go live in 2 weeks from now. And the iOS and the Android version also goes live. So that's when I start going for the users. So yeah, as you can see, there's multiple games. These are the games which are live on the platform right now.
And I can see you have an alpha pass. If you scroll down, Web3 guy, there's an alpha pass. What's that? NFT alpha pass? NFT token? What are we talking about?
Yeah, so we have alpha passes. So these alpha passes will be gated entries to these tournaments. So as I mentioned, we'll have daily tournaments, and we'll keep increasing the reward price as and when we keep increasing the daily user base as well. So going forward, we'll have a high stakes tournament, and these will act as a gated entry to those tournaments. And you can have multiple entries to those. You don't have to pay once you have the alpha pass on you. Apart from that, these alpha passes will also act as your NFT badges for gaming arcade. So if you have played n number of games, it'll show you the amount of games you have played, the minutes you have played, in how many tournaments you've actually won, the total amount of money you've actually won on the platform. So it'll act as a platform badge, and it'll showcase all your stats on it.
Okay, so the users without the NFT, the users pay with Twitter their cost of entry. They come in, they play all day. They have multiple times to play, and if they rank high, they win 50 Matic or equivalent, or whatever the price is. Correct? That's the flow.
Right.
Okay. And once the token is there, they no longer play with Twitter. And I'm assuming you have tournaments that are only for NFT holders and tournaments that are available via Twitter for you to play.
Right. For as I said, for our alpha games also, so games that will be launching, the AAA games. So these alpha pass holders will be randomly picked, and they'll be dropped those in-game assets for those games. So, but I mean, I'd be happy to hop on again in a week or so's time. We'd be launching a cinematic trailer as well for those games.
Okay.
So yeah,
Sure.
have,
You're welcome to join us again. So and everything's live, right? The website is live, the tournament is live, the mobile app is live. That's live. The NFT token is coming up.
Yeah. So NFT, we are planning to launch NFT in Q3 of this year. So NFT and the token launch will be there. Apart from that, everything is live, and we are planning to launch 3 games every month, hyper casual games, and we have just planned 2 main games for this year, AAA games, which is one. I just got a message from my CEO that I wasn't supposed to mention the FPS game, but whatever. So we've got the tag.
No, I didn't hear you mention anything. I didn't hear. No.
Yeah.
He must have misunderstood.
So yeah, we have those alpha games, and these for these AAA games, the alpha pass holders will be randomly dropped assets. Plus, you know what, Eamon, I really want to highlight this. We have created these 2-3 games which are really fun, and I feel these
Which ones?
games.
Which ones? I'm going through the website. You have the most
So
played are the Crazy Ball 3D, 2048,
no,
Helix.
amongst these games, my personal favorites, I'll be honest. So Aegis Stacks, Crazy Ball 3D, and Helix Jump, I personally like to play. But these are not the games. I mean, you'd be able to see these games second week of April. So we have created this game wherein, it's very hyper casual. There's Pepe character, and there's Bong character, and there's all these meme characters, and you have to, pass through certain hurdles to, actually score points. Apart from that, there's this endless runner kind of a game wherein you are collecting bitcoins and all of that, and you're running away from this SEC guy who is running behind you.
They're keeping up. They're keeping up with the market trends.
So I feel these are. I mean, just to answer your question again, Amen, the industry part. I mean, the hyper casual part is there, but I mean, you're also able to earn with it, right? So you were just waiting for your bus, and you just played this endless runner for 2 minutes, but you didn't get anything out of it. But now you just played for 2 minutes, you might as well just end up winning something.
Okay, I see. Raul, you've been detailed in what you're sharing. Thank you for that. In closing of this segment, before we move on to the winners, where would you want to send? So, what's your main message to people, and where would you want to send them? To the website, to the Discord, to Twitter? What do you want to do?
Yeah. So my main message again for the space is, so we have seen the markets turn, and I personally believe next 12 months will be really great for the markets. And whilst you are hovering the markets, please feel free to come on to gamingarcade.io. As we mentioned, we have daily tournaments, and we'll keep increasing the stakes. So just hyper casual games. We'll keep uploading more games, keep making more games for you guys. Just hop on to our Discord. We have daily activities going on our Discord as well. So daily quizzes and those trivia for gamers. So it'll be really cool to have you guys there. Just hop on to our Discord, and just have fun playing on our platform.
Raul, thank you for joining us today and for sharing what you're doing with the arcades. Web3 guy, are you ready to announce the winners?
Let's go.
All right, let's do this.
Get ready, everyone. We're about to announce this week's trivia winners. Ready? Here we go. In third place, The winner is,
It's Mr. Knife.
in second place. Big cheers for
ZHAZ16.
And now, the moment of supreme glory. This week's Trivia Master, the champion of champions, is
KZ.
thanks to all who played. Be sure to join NFT PowerUp for another thrilling round of trivia. Who knows, you could be our next big winner. Turn on your notifications.
Thank you.
Congratulations to the winners. Guys, let's see who's gonna win this week's trivia. It's already out, pinned on our profile. It's Guess the Celebrity. So I'm sure a lot of people are gonna resonate with this trivia. A lot of people in there that you know. Go ahead, test your skills, guess the celebrities, and let's see who's gonna top the leaderboard next week. Until then, everyone, keep powering up. Raul, it's Web3 guy, Ayman, MG, thank you for joining in this week. Audience, thank you for being here. See you next week.
Join us again next Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We hope you have enjoyed listening and gained valuable insight into the world of AI and Web3. Until then, keep powering up.